Welcome back to the halftime show here on the PAC Sports Network. And as we are at the half, Chatham visiting the W&J Presidents, we now sit down with Vee Koeck, senior forward of the Presidents. Vee, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
Now, we're just past the midway point in the season, in the W&J Presidents and yourself have both had a great season to this point. From the team perspective first, 15-1 overall coming into tonight's action, 12-0 in the PAC. From your perspective, tell us about the season and how things have gone for the Presidents.
Yeah, so the season has obviously been pretty good so far. So we're not done yet. We definitely kind of want to make a run, keep going. So looking at the things that we've been doing kind of right at the beginning of the season and like growing on that, like to get us to the point like where we want to. So obviously like we want to win the conference again and like we want to kind of make a run to the national like tournament. So we're excited for that. So I guess just coming in every day and like working hard like we do will get us to that point. So yeah.
And obviously, the Presidents have done well within the PAC. Some early season wins at Carnegie Mellon, another one against nationally ranked Marietta at that time. The Presidents now nationally ranked. What did wins like that outside of the conference do for the confidence of the team moving forward?
I think it actually means a little bit more than some of our like conference wins because we know that like winning those is just as big, if not bigger, than like games that we are playing in PAC. So we know that to get kind of a better situation than what happened last year, we knew that like we have to come in ready to play those games this year. So,
and as far as yourself personally, it's been another great year for you. How do you feel like things have gone for you individually?
I think they've gone pretty well. A little bump in the road here the past like week or so, but other than that, I think it's been going well. I'm excited and a little bittersweet that it is like my last time ever playing. So just trying to leave it all out there. So
right. You are a senior and you're the senior captain for the team. What's it been like for you from a leadership perspective? And how do you try to lead what is really a pretty young President's team aside from yourself?
Yeah, I'd say lead more by example than like, I'm not a super outgoing, like loud spoken person. So I think for me, it's more lead by example and try and like show them like how like everything's expected to be like part of this team because a lot of people I don't like especially like the newbies, like the freshmen and stuff, when they come in, like it's completely different, like everything. So it's like for me, it's like I need to show them like how we go about every day, like what is expected of not only me but everybody else, and like everyone's held to like this certain standard. So just to make sure that they know that they are upheld to this and like they definitely do their job. So
take them under your wing, so to speak,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now, last season ended the PAC slate anyway on a high note. Can't finish any better than his PAC champions. A win against Westminster in the title tilt last year. What was it like? Take us back to last year and what it was like cutting down the nets in front of your home crowd at that as well.
It was literally great. Like I am getting like goosebumps just like thinking about it because like it was such an awesome experience, especially because like I could have done that 2 more years prior. So like, it's like we were right there. And like, I think last year we just wanted it really bad. Like, I don't think losing was an option last year. So it was like really fun. And like the atmosphere, like all season was like super great with like our fans and everything. So I think it was just like, it was like the icing on the cake really for like the great year. It was so awesome.
Now, as you said, the team was right there. You're talking about the 2 years prior, your freshman and sophomore seasons, where the team made it to the PAC championship, but unfortunately came up on the south end of that score. How meaningful was it for you last year to go out as champions and for the group of seniors that were on the team last year as well?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I'm super close with all of the seniors still from last year. Like I talked to all of them at least like maybe once a week, if not more. So it was like super great to like be able to win that. And like, we're always going to have those memories. Like we're always going to be like that PAC champion team, like always, like when we think about each other, like that's what we remember. And then, like, it's super great. And like, I loved all of like the girls from like the previous years. Like, unfortunately we didn't end up winning, but I feel like we kind of like wanted to win for them. Like, cause like everyone expected like that other, like my sophomore year team, like it was, they were going to win, like they were it. And like, unfortunately we didn't, but like, we kind of like wanted to get it for them. So it was nice.
Now, you use the term icing on the cake. In my opinion, I think the icing on the cake was you winning the Defensive Player of the Year award of the President's Conference. So from an individual perspective, how meaningful was it for you to receive that award and to receive that kind of recognition from the conference?
Yeah, it actually means a lot. I've always like even growing up, like talking with my dad, like on the way home from like games or like AU tournaments, I've always been like, Dad, like if I could just play defense the whole game, like I would. Like I just love playing defense. So I mean, it like means a lot that like knowing how hard I work on defense like doesn't go unnoticed by anybody. So
And what you do isn't noticed in terms of the box score, but the
yeah,
box score doesn't mean everything.
yeah.
As far as what you do, tell us about how hard you work to block shots, alter passes, and really just make it so difficult for the opponent to score.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how to like put it into words. I feel like I just like go out there and I just get like zoned in. Like I know like my job is to make sure like more times than not I'm on some of the other teams like best offensive players. So for me, I know that I have to stop those players from doing what they normally do. So however I have to do that is kind of just what I go out there and do. Whether that's stopping them from getting the ball, so like kind of face guarding people or like making sure or just like knowing that I'm long enough so like people that typically shoot a lot, I'm long enough that like I force them to put the ball on the ground. So
And as far as being a multi-sport athlete, you're also on the track and field team, outdoor track and field team, of course, at WNJ. Yeah. You were the PAC high jump champion a couple of years ago. Tell us about how hard you work in both sports and maybe how what you do in track correlates with what you do in basketball.
Yeah. So I didn't do track my freshman year. And then my sophomore year, the track coach was kind of like, you have to jump, like, come on, you have to jump. So our season actually like ended and a week later was like the PAC like championship for outdoor track. So I really didn't do a whole lot. I went to like practice for a week, and that was the first time I was jumping actually since sophomore year of high school because I ended up quitting in high school because it kind of interfered with AAU. So and my main focus was basketball. So I was like, I'm not going to take away from basketball and worry about this. So it was actually kind of like crazy to just like go out there and just like still be able to do it. So
now, you come from an athletic family. You have a sister, Lexington, who plays volleyball collegiately. She's a freshman at Mount Aloysius College. What's it been like growing up in the Koeck household, and how neat is it for you and your sister to both be playing college sports?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot better now. I think we appreciate each other a lot more, but when we were younger, we definitely would butt heads a lot. I would always try and like help her out, give her some pointers, and she was just like, I'm not listening to you. I don't care. But now it's like she'll do like something wrong, like in high school, like, and she would like call me after the game and be like, V, like, I need help. Like, I don't know what's going on. And like, she would actually listen to me, which like means a lot to me now. But like, I'm like, well, I used to try and tell you this when you were younger and you didn't listen. And she's like, I know. And I'm like, well, you should have listened and you wouldn't have to do this now. So
I suspect maybe some backyard battles that help make you both better now.
oh yeah, definitely. In the driveway. Oh my goodness. I probably have so many like scars on my knees from falling because we would just beat each other up all the time.
Now, going back to this W&J team, and you can tell from watching W&J play, it's a tight-knit group, great camaraderie among you and your teammates. What's that camaraderie like between you and your teammates, and how how does that help you win games?
Yeah, it's great. I feel like we all understand each other really well and like what each other can bring to the floor and off of the floor. Cause I don't even, it's just like great. Like I know that if Sarah's inside and like there's someone on her, I know I can trust Sarah or even Meg, like that they're going to be able to make move. Or like if we're at the end of a shot clock, I know I can get Addie the ball and she's probably going to make the shot anyway. So like for me, it's like knowing what everybody can do. It's like super easy and we all get along super well, like outside of the floor too. So it's like we can translate that kind of like onto the floor. Like we know, like we just have fun together.
And as we talked about, W&J at the midway point in first place in the PAC, 15-1 overall. It's obviously been a great start to the season. As the reigning PAC champions, how do the Presidents continue to do what they've done thus far and go out as champions back to back?
Yeah, we're just trying not to, I would say, like be satisfied. Like we haven't really done what we wanted to do yet. So just because like we're getting like being ranked is awesome, but like that's not our end goal. So like we can't really take that like, oh my gosh, we're ranked and like focus on that one thing. Like we still have a bigger goal at the end of the day. So like coming in every day and realizing that like every second counts because like we want to be able to achieve that goal. So just staying focused and coming ready to go every day.
And as far as you personally, tell us about your major and plans for the future.
Yeah, so I'm actually a biology major and I'm thinking about either being like a lab scientist or a lab tech. So I would love to work in a lab. I find that really interesting. So
that's Vee Koeck of the nationally ranked W&J Presidents. Vee, thanks so much for your time and good luck to you and the team the rest of the way.
thank you.
We'll have the second half of today's game when we come back in just a moment.